This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, police are looking for the driver involved in a crash over the weekend. We'll give you the details next. Welcome to FYI. It's a whole new week here on SSPTV. I'm Ken Cara. An early morning crash has claimed the life of a 20-year-old man. It happened around 5 a.m. on Route 437 near Dixon Road in Denison Township. According to our media partner, the Standard Speaker, Whitehaven Police Chief Tom Zogue said the speed was definitely a factor in the accident. The name of the deceased has not been released pending notification of family. Police are looking for the driver of an SUV that slammed into a Hazleton home late Saturday night. A woman and child were inside watching TV when the vehicle struck the home in the 500 block of West Chapel Street just before 11 p.m. They were not injured. Hazleton police and fire responded and found the green SUV in the front lawn with major damage, but the driver fled. The building also sustained major damage. The brick veneer of the building shifted about 4 to 5 inches from the wall as a result of the collision. Fire Chief Donald Leschko says that a 2x4 inside was cracked but did not appear to threaten the integrity of the structure. The residents were allowed to remain in the home. Anyone with information is asked to call Hazleton Police or dial 911. Hazleton police are also looking for a masked gunman who robbed the CMP store on East Chestnut Street in the city. It happened around 9:30 Saturday night. Police responded to a report of a man entering the store armed with a handgun. The suspect is described as dark-skinned and approximately 5'9" tall, wearing a Spider-Man mask. He brandished a handgun, demanded money, and then fled on foot. No one was injured. An undetermined amount of money was stolen. Anyone with information is asked to contact Hazleton Police. Would you know what to do if confronted by a gunman? A Crime Watch meeting this week in Freeland will address just that. Former Freeland Police Chief Danny Miner, who is a member of the Capitol Police Force in Harrisburg, will be the featured speaker. In a recent two-part series here on FYI, we talked with Miner about his seminars entitled Trust Your Instincts, which detail crime prevention and how to handle yourself if ever confronted by an active shooter.
I do it for businesses if you want your employees trained. I also do free seminars for any nonprofit organization, churches, Crime Watch, anything like that is free of charge.
What's been the reaction to people that have had you come in and do them?
The reaction has been overwhelming. I've probably got 75 emails of how great the seminar was, on what they learned from the seminar, and what they took back in their everyday life to make themselves safer. You would not believe the reaction to the seminar. That's why I'm out there. I believe this is so necessary.
You are invited to this special Freeland Crime Watch meeting and presentation this Thursday night at 7 p.m. at the Freeland Senior Center. And for more information on the seminar, you can contact Danny Miner at 956-6927, or you can email him at that email on the screen. You can also reach out to him on Facebook. Well, first it was a section of the Pennsylvania Turnpike. Now you can drive 70 miles per hour on a section of 2 interstate highways in Pennsylvania. This week, the state begins piloting a 70 mile per hour speed limit on 2 interstates. The changes include 88 miles of Interstate 80 from exit 101 in Du Bois in Clearfield County to mile marker 189 in Clinton County in central Pennsylvania, including a section just north of State College. You can also travel 70 miles per hour on 16 miles of I-380 from Interstate 84 to Lackawanna County to north of Exit 8, the Tobyhanna Interchange in Monroe County. This affects travel through the Pocono region. AAA is reminding drivers to be careful and check road signs to be sure you know the observed speed limit. For more than 100 years, families at one Hazleton church have been taking part in a very special tradition. Members of Most Precious Blood Church took to the streets again on Sunday as part of the annual celebration of the Feast of Madonna del Monte. The tradition dates back to 1900 and still features families carrying candle houses and decorated floats throughout the streets of Hazleton. The candle houses symbolize the Ark of the Covenant from the Old Testament and the Light of the World from the New Testament. The celebration began with a massive Thanksgiving, followed by a procession, and then culminated with a benediction in the church grotto. Last week, FYI broke the news that Dementi's restaurant in Mountaintop will be rebuilt. The decision announced by owner Kevin McDonald during an interview with our own Kulsum Khan. As promised, tonight a more in-depth look at the past and future of Dementi's. Here's Kulsum Khan.
It was real scary, scariest thing I've ever been in my life.
Kevin McDonald is reminiscing back to the night that he had to see his restaurant go up in flames. McDonald was the owner of Dementi's restaurant located on Route 309 in Mountaintop. He started Dementi's 39 years ago. The fire occurred in March of this year and destroyed McDonald's home as well as his business. The restaurant was located on the first floor of the building and the living quarters was on the second floor. The cause of the fire could not be determined. McDonald has received some insurance money that's helping him and his wife Helen get through this difficult time.
All in all, we didn't end up on anybody's couch. And, we're doing okay. We're excited about moving forward.
McDonald also says that he's received a lot of support from the community. Several fundraisers were held in the weeks following the fire.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, we got letters, cards, gifts, money from like 85 zip codes. It's just incredible how many thank you letters Helen wrote.
Even though it's going to be a long and costly process, McDonald is ready to start rebuilding soon.
The bar would be right about in here.
He's currently meeting with contractors, working on getting the necessary building permits and designing the layout for the new restaurant.
It's neat now because we get to build the restaurant of our dreams. We had bought Dementi's pretty much the way it was, and we got what we got. Now we get to design it ourselves, basically.
The new Dementi's will have a smaller dining area, but will include a bigger bar.
We're putting a roof over the patio bar. It's going to connect to the restaurant. It's really going to be stunning.
Before the fire, Dementi's was a pretty popular restaurant around the area, and locals say that they're excited to have it come back.
My husband and I would go there every year for our anniversary. We loved it. It's one of the best places on the mountain. They have to make the best creme brulee.
Filet mignon was delicious. Salads were awesome.
Are you excited to hear that it's going to be coming back next year?
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait to see what they do with the place.
The total cost for rebuilding is yet to be determined, but Dementi's is expected to be back in business by next summer. In Mountaintop, I'm Kulsum Khan, reporting for FYI.
Thanks, Kulsum. And now we have news from the desk of Cunningham Borough Council. A council work session will be held this Thursday evening at 7 at the Borough Building, so mark your calendars and be ready. Well, for the latest local news, sports, and information, grab a copy of the Standard Speaker every day, and their website, standardspeaker.com, is the place to go for breaking news. Plus, you can follow them on social media. Dave Seaman, the Standard Speaker sports editor, will join us again this Wednesday, so get ready for that. Coming up on FYI News 13, we'll check out this year's Great Pottsville Cruise. And in sports, we visit the Cougar football team on their first day of practice for the 2014 season.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Back here at Core Fitness, it's Monday. No excuses to get off your dupa, right? And work out.
Absolutely not.
All right, so today we're talking about working out with items that we have at home. There is no excuse. You can have these items at your house. You don't have to spend a lot of money.
Right.
And you could take 10 minutes and do something every day.
You can not only do this at home, you could do this at work.
Okay.
People in the next
nice.
People in the next cubicle might think you're a little nuts, but if you just take 10 minutes and do some of these exercises throughout your day, and you can even split it up, do one set of legs, and then when you have some downtime, you can do one set of arms and just flip it up that way. But just as long as you get it in during the day, it doesn't matter if you do it back to back.
So we have Kenny at the anchor desk right now just doing, watch this, and you'll be doing this now during breaks,
right.
Commercial breaks. All right, so what are the exercises you're going to be doing?
Okay, first of all, you're going to have a chair that is firmly planted in the ground. This one's a little bit wobbly because we're on a little bit more of a slippery floor, so I'm going to be very careful when I do this. The first one is a leg workout. So we're going to place one foot up, and you're going to want to make sure that your whole foot is on the bench. And I like to call these tap-ups or dipping your foot in the water. And the analogy that I like to use is that there's an endangered bug on the floor and we don't want to squish it.
Nice.
All right, so you place your hands firmly here. Okay. Abs are tight, shoulders are down. You're going to use the standing leg to get up, and you're going to tap, and you're going to come down, just like that. And believe me, right at 3 already, I am feeling these. And now I don't want you down here and pulling the chair backwards. Very, very controlled movements. So I would start with 8 to 12 reps per side.
You'll feel
and then
them.
move on.
Okay.
Okay. Same thing, we can do those on the side. So you're going to move over to the side, abs tight. You're going to squat down and you can lift the outer thigh. So now you're working both legs. outer thigh and the outside leg, standing leg, glute, hamstring, and quad. 2 great exercises for your legs.
Those burn.
They burn big time. You can even add ankle weights to those.
Could you see this at your desk?
Third exercise.
Ladies, don't wear a skirt this day.
Definitely not. Third exercise is going to be a tricep dip. So we're going to place your hands on the end of the chair. Now this is the most advanced with your legs straight. Okay. Bring them in for less. Elbows to the back, abs in, and my box is catching the chair. Down and up. Squeezing the backs of the arms. So that's going to help those bingo arms, girls, flappy arms, all right? So make sure that the elbows are facing the back of the chair. And lastly, push-ups. These can be done here or down on your knees for modification. Abs tight, down, and exhale on the up.
And you can see you're only doing a couple of each and you're really, getting your heart rate up.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
This shot was taken from inside Harmon Geist Stadium. We were there today for the first day of fall sports practice, and we will get to that in sports. And that's the Sanctuary on Wyoming Street in Hazleton in the background. They have a wrestling and entertainment event coming up this Sunday at 3 p.m. We'll tell you more about that in the coming days, but right now let's focus on weather. Here's our local forecast from the National Weather Service. Tonight there is a chance of showers, 40% chance. Our low will be 62 degrees, and it looks like a rainy next few days of our lives. On Tuesday, there's a 90% chance of rain, showers, and thunderstorms after 8 a.m. The high will be 69 at night. The 90% chance stays around. New rainfall amounts possible between 1 and 2 inches. The low is 61. Wednesday looks like another rainy day. The high is 72. At night, we'll get down to 52, and the chance of precipitation drops down to 40%. On Thursday, it's a nice day, sunny. The high 71, 50 at night. Friday, another nice day, 70 the high and 51 the low at night.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Valley High, the area's oldest ice cream and fast food restaurant. Stop on in for a cold treat including our ice cream and yogurt, or some hot food including our burgers, hot dogs, fries, and much more. That's Valley High, Route 93 in West Hazleton. Treat yourself today.
The annual Pottsville Cruise, Great Pottsville Cruise, was held on Sunday, and I had a blast there. I got to meet a bunch of different people and see a ton of neat cars, and here's one car near and dear to my heart. This is John Barone, and he's from Berks County, and he has a 1982 DMC-12. You might know them as DeLoreans. And sir, how many gigawatts do you need to get this thing going?
Need quite a few, but see the movie, give you the exact number.
Do people come up to you often and talk about Back to the Future? I see you have the DeLorean there with the flux capacitor.
We hear it all the time. I bought this just for the car shows. Everybody wants to know about Back to the Future. So there it is.
You show other cars. You said you have several other cars. What made you want to bring a DeLorean into your stable of cars?
It's a really unique car. It has a little niche in history that just you don't see on the typical cars and car shows. We have other cars that we show, Corvettes and things like that. But this car always gets a lot of attention. This car is always a very standout kind of car to show. And it's just a nice attention-getting vehicle, and I like it. It's fun to drive, and we just enjoy it.
After people get over the Back to the Future stuff, what knowledge do you then drop on them and tell them maybe something they don't know about this car?
Well, it was one of the only cars that was ever made in Northern Ireland. John DeLorean was a General Motors executive, and he decided to go off and make his own car and his own company. And it started off, looked like it was going to be very promising, but then, a lot of new companies ran out of cash. He had some problems with the drugs and all that. So it kind of created a unique niche in the automotive history. So that's why I think it's a very collectible car today, and it's a very unique car. You don't see them all the time, and when you do, they're usually get a lot of attention.
FYI, it was 1.21 gigawatts, the flux capacitor needed in Back to the Future. You can see my entire interview with John Barone and many others on our special Great Pottsville Cruise show that will air sometime in the near future. Join event co-chair Ed Hurst and myself And there's a lot of people, again, with a lot of cool cars that we will be talking with. We'll let you know when that special is going to air. Time now for tonight's community calendar. The Survivors After Suicide Support Group meet every second and fourth Tuesday of each month from 6 until 7:30 p.m. Please note that the group will be meeting in a new location, Catholic Social Services on Walnut Street in Hazleton, and this is a no-fee open grief group that welcomes survivors at any stage of their grieving. And we move our attention now to the winning lottery numbers, the midday winning lottery numbers, the daily 868, the big four 4697, Quinto 29298, and Treasure Hunt 7, 9, 12, 21, and 25. We head out to Harmon Geist next in sports.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
Can you feel that? If you're a big sports fan, I know you can sense it. Today is the first day of fall sports practice for high school teams all over our viewing area, and everyone starts at 0-0. Sorry, I feel obligated to say that today. It's like Merry Christmas on December 25th. Today also marked the first practice for Mike Brennan as he leads his Hazleton area Cougar football team. It's Brennan's first year in charge of the Big HA's football program, and he was nice enough to give us some time before his team's second session on Monday. This morning you had a session, first time out there really with the guys at Harmon Geist Stadium. What was it like getting out there, working with the program and really getting things going?
It was exciting. You know, it's a long time coming, you know, since I was hired back in March. You know, these kids put a lot of time in. You know, we went through our summer conditioning, went through heat acclimation, and to get out here this morning at 6:45 a.m. bright and early and have them put as good a session as we had this morning was really exciting. And, you know, now we're starting our defensive session. It's going to be a great afternoon as well.
Wheels turning all summer. Do they turn more now for you as you look forward to the season and that?
You know, excited. You know, our first scrimmage is this Saturday at Wyoming area, so we have a chance to compete against someone else, which is good. The pieces of the puzzle are coming together. And now when the pads get on, we start our contact and we start actually playing football. You know, it's interesting to see how things unfold. You know, you have ideas of how things may unfold, but to see it all come together now this week is certainly really, really exciting.
Last question, Coach. What's kind of your practice philosophy? You'll have 2-a-days this week, and what's practice like, if you just give us an idea?
You know, it's changed. It's a little different now. The kids are in condition, so now it's a lot of teaching, a lot of fundamentals. Big fundamental week. We have a lot of our installation schedule already complete, so now it's really working the fundamentals, sharpen up, make sure we're ready for Labor Day weekend.
Hazleton area opens their season under the lights at Harmon Geist against Coughlin on Friday, August 29th. It won't be long. Well, my friends, Russ Kanzler is at it again. He truly is the amazing baseball whacker guy. His weekend started quiet on Friday night. He went 0 for 4, but he bounced back big on Saturday, going 3 for 3 with 2 doubles, a walk, a RBI, and a run scored. And then on Sunday, he went 2 for 4 with a strikeout. The Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs won on Friday and Saturday against Toledo, and they are at Columbus on this Monday night. Kanzler and the rest of the Iron Pigs return home this Friday against Buffalo. Now here's the amazing sports trivia guy. He had me stumped today. Let's see if you can figure it out. It's time for Trivia Treats with Ron Marchetti.
Exactly 60 years ago, the Dodgers scored 13 runs in the 8th inning while they were trouncing the Reds at Ebbetsville in Brooklyn. Hi, everybody. On this Monday, August 11th, this is Trivia Treats. The Dodgers had a 7-5 lead going into the bottom of the 8th. The scoring procession began with a triple from Gil Hodges, who then crossed home plate on a sac fly from Carl Frillo. After a ground out, the next 15 Brooklyn batters reached base off 3 Cincinnati pitchers. On 7 walks, a hit batsman, and there are 4 singles by Jackie Robinson, Frillo, Roy Campanell, and Duke Snyder. A double from Hodges again, and Don Hoke's grand slam. The bases were loaded again when Hodges batted for the 3rd time in the inning. He hit a long drive to deep center where Gus Bell made a leaping catch against the wall. Final score, Dodgers 20, Reds 7. Now it's time for another trivia question for you. Listen up. Who was the only Major League player to hit the only home run in Major League Baseball history to cross state lines? Now think about that. I'll give you a very good hint. The ball was hit in Ohio and landed in Kentucky. Now, mother of God, how was that possible? Well, that did happen exactly 10 years ago today. Does anyone know the answer to that stupid, impossible question? I didn't think so. Here's the answer. Adam Dunn of the Reds hit a home run estimated to have traveled 535 feet during a 5-2 Dodgers win at the Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. It was struck off Jose Lima. The drive bounced on a street behind the ballpark. It hit and it bounced and bounced and rolled into the Ohio River. Since at that point the river is located in Kentucky, it turned out to be the only home run in Major League history to cross state lines. And that's a good one to use at your favorite watering hole some night. Finally, on this day, 30 years ago in 1984, the umpires ejected 18 individuals from a game in Atlanta. The heated afternoon began when Atlanta pitcher Pascual Perez beamed the leadoff Padres batter on the first pitch of the game. In the second inning, San Diego hitter Ed Whitson threw a ball at Perez's head that barely missed. In the eighth inning, a Padres pitcher made the fourth attempt to hit Perez, and he connected. A vicious 15-minute brawl erupted. 5 fans were arrested, and umpire John McSherry cleared both benches in each dugout of all the players who were not participant in the game. The Padres ended up winning that game over the Braves 5-3. Till Friday, be a good sport. Stay loose.
Mondays can be rough, but you can end them on a high note. Seafood night at Bottlenecks. Choose from crab, clam, shrimp, and lobster specials, such as their little neck clams in garlic butter, only $1.95 a dozen, or handmade crab cake platter for only $8.95.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. One announcement for this evening. Rockin' the Block Faith Assembly's annual city outreach will be held at Pine Street Playground on Saturday, August 16th from noon to 4 p.m. The event will feature free family portraits, free haircuts, health screenings, prayer station, and much more. For info, please call 570-459-2410. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Herbert H. Smith of Delano. Services are private and under the direction of the John P. Feeney Funeral Home. John F. Trisco, formerly of Hazleton. Funeral is Wednesday at 8:30 a.m. in the Ladens Home for Funerals in New Jersey. Friends may call Tuesday from 2 to 4 and 7 to 9 p.m. Mary Therese Wydock of Cunningham. Funeral is Tuesday at 9:15 a.m. from the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Friends may call Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Bernard Jacobs of Hazleton Heights. Arrangements will be announced by the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Catherine M. Bruno of Hazleton. Arrangements will be held at the convenience of the family from the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Anna C. Rappich of Freeland. Funeral is Wednesday at 9 a.m. from the McNulty Funeral Home. Friends may call Tuesday from 6 to 8 p.m. and Wednesday from 8 to 9 a.m. And Zachary Hess of Brockton. Funeral is Tuesday at 11 a.m. in the Lamar Christ Funeral Home. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop located on 15th Street in Hazleton. For delivery to all local funeral homes, call 570-454-0111. Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name right now on News 13, you have 13 minutes to call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Our winner tonight is John Rogers of Mahanoy City. John, if you're watching, give us a call right now, 570-459-9813 to win your free movie.
How good did it feel to see football on the newscast today? Plus, we had football last week, so we're getting closer and closer to fall sports season. We won't rush it yet, though. Remember, for breaking news, facebook.com/FYI News 13 and also standardspeaker.com. We'll see you on Tuesday. Take it easy, everyone.